You know, as a practicing optometrist, I've been in a lot of different clinical settings over the past 25 years, from working in a really fast-paced ophthalmology practice to having my own private practices and collaborating with a lot of colleagues. And one question that always seems to consume some practice owners is, how do I grow? And so, given that we have this marketing engine at National Strategic, I thought we'd try to summarize a practice growth formula.
I think what we need to kind of initially think about is three types of consumer behavior. Number one is referrals, so people who got your name from somewhere and they're looking you up. Number two would be people who you interrupted with advertising. And number three would be the intent-based prospects.
So the first two are pretty straightforward. Let's talk about the last one, intent. Explain that.
Yeah, so this is a concept we developed to describe how marketing has evolved over the last 15 years. And basically, 20 years ago, the only marketing you could do was to really just interrupt someone, maybe while they're watching TV, driving in a car, reading a magazine, and you'd do that with ads. Does that make sense? So the goal was to just interrupt people and sometimes annoy them so that you're top of mind when they actually need your service. It's not very predictable. So today we have a much more surgical approach. Basically, there's a subset of consumers who actually raise their hand and express intent. And obviously, that's someone who's, for example, searching on Google. And when someone looks for solutions, you know where they're actually most likely to take action?
I think most people would say, get your website to rank for relevant search terms or get people to show up to your website.
Right, and I think that's been kind of a prevailing mindset for the last decade. And today we have data from a subset of our clients that shows that 75% of conversions, that's calls, appointment requests, those happen directly from what we call the snack pack. That's the pack of 3 local listings at the top of the search results. And those conversions are happening without a patient ever visiting your website.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. So what you're saying is that whoever those 3 practices are in the snack pack,
Yep.
They're the ones getting those conversions?
Exactly. And that's a huge part of the marketing system, is just literally showing up in the snack pack when people are looking for what you do. And then you have to have the most optimized profile, the best reputation, because you got to remember there's 3 people there, and you sometimes have to have well-managed review responses. And for the people who make it to your website, you have to make sure that you keep your website as a running scientific experiment. You split test every visitor, try to turn more of them into your patients, and that's just, a few levers for initial patient acquisition.
And I think that's key when you realize your role in practice growth is hitting all the phases: awareness, engagement, conversion, acquisition, nurture, and reactivation.
And for engagement, conversion, reactivation, I think are great points. And there are well thought out email campaigns, text, social media, video content, all with their own scientific method and their own approach. But these are all just tools, Jeff, and they may be used interchangeably.
Right. There needs to be a clear distinction between tools and strategy.
Exactly. And I think it's important. Tools, social media, website video, those are just techniques to accomplish a goal. Strategy is really different, though. When I think about strategy, it's about understanding your own leverage points, what makes you different, knowing who you appeal to, marketing precisely to that target market, that demand, being actively and acutely aware of your competition, your opportunities in the marketplace, and then, and only then, do you start picking tools and then align those tools and measure the impact of each one of those.
Well said, Eugene. I think no matter what your goal is and what tools you're using, if you're implementing with a strategy-first approach, your results are going to be exponentially better.
Absolutely agreed. And I think that's how you start transforming your practice growth.